Hey video game fans, this is Matt back for another Fallout New Vegas first time players guide, or first timers players guide, player guide? Player guide, I guess would be the correct way to do it. I'm going to try this out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. We did the Outer Vegas tour in the last video, but I decided I wanted to continue on where we kind of left off before with our travel across the Mojave. Right now we're at Searchlight, Camp Searchlight. The radiated town is right over there. At this time, I don't think I'm going to go through it. There are some interesting little quests related to the town. There is a NCR soldier who's now a ghoul from the radiation exposure. You can do some stuff for him. There's abandoned churches. The place is filled with radiated zombies. It's pretty nasty. It's not a hard mission to get through it. I'm just going to skip it for now because I want to jump ahead a little bit in the story. But I'm using this as my staging point or my starting off point. If at this point you get a couple of quests to kind of line up, this is what you need to do. When you're in New Vegas, you get basically your free pass. Well, it takes some more doing, but you'll know it when you get it. Once you've resolved the issue with Benny, you leave the casino, the Tops Casino, and you're going to get approached by an agent from Caesar's Legion who's going to give you a clean slate, erasing your crimes against the Legion. So if you've run afoul of them and you have assassins hunting you down, that's exactly what happened to us. I've got that cleared off. This is how I did it. He gives you a free pass to come and visit. In fact, Caesar is asking you to come and visit because he wants to get you to work for them, which requires you to go to Cottonwood Cove. From there, you take a barge. You go across the river, across the Colorado, and over to his camp. Another quest you're going to have, though, is by talking with House. I returned the silver chip, or whatever it was. It silver? The chip that you had to get. You got it from Benny. Returned it to House, and House gives you the next quest for you to do. He wants you to go to the hidden bunker at Fortification Hill, which is where Caesar's at. So this is just kind of tying these two things up together. I hate working with Caesar's Legion. They're absolutely despicable, and it's revolting to think that you're working for them. But you do want to take advantage while they're not hostile to you to go ahead and go over there, talk with some merchants, talk with some of the people, do some quests that are there. It's similar to what you did with or what I choose to do with the powder gangers. Before you really alienate yourself with the powder gangers, make sure you do the missions at the NCR prison, get those out of the way, interact with the people who are there, get the lay of the land. Then when you turn on them, you've accomplished a few extra quests. If you choose not to do that, then you're just basically saying, I don't want to do those quests and I don't care. So if you don't want to do have anything to do with Caesar's Legion, I totally understand that. But I wanted to show some of the little tricks and some of the little stuff that you may or may not know about on this path. This isn't necessarily the ideal path to go to the cove. You definitely don't go through the town because it's radiated. I should probably switch armor because there are a lot of ghouls in this area. So I'm going to switch back to my lightweight armor. There, get back into first person. The water tower is a really nice landmark, though, because that's kind of what you're aiming towards. There's also a big airport on the other side of Searchlight. There's some stuff that you can loot there as well. Here is the highway that goes up to the 188. So this is another pathway that you could end up coming down this road, and we're going to go visit some spots up there too. I'm giving you a quick and easy way. If you happen to do the missions the way I did them, and you end up, on the outskirts over here. In other words, you didn't choose to go north towards Novak, and you continued to go east, then this is where the next location is. I'm just taking advantage of that fact. I quick traveled here. There are some ghouls in this area. You see the red blips, almost all of those are ghouls. If they're further down in the valley, they might actually be geckos. These are tougher than normal ghouls because they do have body armor. I need to switch weapons. I get a bonus if I use... Was it Maria? If I use Maria to kill him. Religious weapons. That's another reason why I don't like using followers, because they'll take kills. You get the experience points for them, so there's no loss there. But if you're trying to kill enemies with a certain weapon and your followers kill them, they won't count for using their special weapon. You need to kill so many ghouls with one of the 3 or 4 holy weapons in the game. Well, they have holy names, like this is Maria, Mary. Oof, I took some damage. Did I use up all my Nuka-Cola? I must have. Yeah, there's nothing down there. Okay, well, I'll get something else in that slot. Let's see. Healing powder. There we go. Still hate that that's doing that. Alright, first let's get our bearings here. So where are we going? Let's see, do I have a... Should have left Eddie at home. Should have left Eddie at home. Let that AP get back up. Said the hills are alive with feral ghouls. Okay, back to what I was doing before I got interrupted. So, down in this giant valley, at the end of this valley is Cottonwood Cove. Kaisar's legion have moved in there and killed everybody or enslaved them and taken them across the river. So the place used to be an actual town, and now it's just completely boarded up. It's pretty horrible. There's this huge hillside meanders its way down to the town. To the right, there's a hillside. It's got campground and so forth there, and there's cabins and things like that. And then down the hill from there, continuing to go to the right, is a big basin. There's lots of geckos out there. And as you get down to the water, there's going to be lake lurks, another creature we haven't encountered yet in this playthrough. In the bluffs, there's actually some interesting things too, and there's some good caves in the area. But first, we're going to go this direction. Whenever I make my first trip to Cottonwood Cove, I always make sure you hit up the sniper nest. The NCR set up a little watch area, a little sniper watch nest, sniper nest to look over the valley down there. There's currently nobody there. I can assume that maybe whoever was here got killed. they ran afoul of some of Kaisar's men. I'm not positive though. Here we go. Easy to find the the metal top. It's pretty visible. Now, one thing that I love about this place, besides the nice little bit of loot, you got yourself a star cap. There's this case. Very hard to unlock it. Takes 100. Lucky for me, I have been leveling up my skill, and I got up to 80. The reason why I chose 80 is because now I can use a lockpicking magazine to get me over 100 to unlock this specific case. And really, all your skills really only need to get up to 80. As long as you have a steady flow of magazines and you're using the double up to increase it to plus 20 instead of plus 10. You get one of two, technically three, but two in the base game. There are two different unique sniper rifles, and this is one of them, the Gobi Campaign Scout Rifle. The other one has a silencer on it. This one does not. I think this one has higher damage. I can't remember. They're statistically different. But this is a really good gun. But new players, you're not just going to be able to run over here and unlock that thing. You need 100 in lockpicking to do it. So it takes some level ups. That's why I don't rush to come over here. There's no reason to come over here any faster than you need to. Here's the little cover for the sniper. He would have been laying down here. Got a nice view of the town below, or what's left of it. Now, if I was NCR, they'd attack me on sight, but I'm not NCR. So this is one thing that I always hit when I come to Cottonwood Cove. I make sure I always hit this place up. Before we go down to Cottonwood Cove, though, I want to show some of the other POIs of this area, other points of interest. Get it back up over the hill. This big rifle's going to make mincemeat of those ghouls. Oh, there's a cave over there. We'll go down into the valley and explore some stuff, I think, later on. I want to, since I'm talking about traveling to Cottonwood Cove right now, I kind of want to hit up some of these other spots first. Signs of civilization. So that goes right up the hill. There's the little walkway comes down here. Leads you to this cave, which is a gold mine. There's a nice little quest, or not quest, but a little I can't even call it a side quest because officially I don't think there's any side quest related to it. But there's some loot in there, and there's some raiders and people you gotta kill and do some stuff. Wanted to point that out because it's really close again to our landmark, the water tower. Now, if you're coming down from Novak or the 188, you're probably gonna head south and run into these areas that we're gonna hit going north. Another little cave. I don't know why that's not pinging. There it is. Another little cave for you to explore. Again, this place is got tons. I'm going to just squat first. I'll get a critical hit this way. Yeah, it's not a good weapon now. Let's see. Switch back to Maria. definitely want to get some damage resistance, because when they get in close, they hit you hard. Might as well shoot turbo. Come on, Eddie, get some shots in. He's out there messing around with a ghoul. Heck, I might as well be using my sniper rifle. Coyote Mine. The Coyote Mine is over there. This is the little miner house. Again, abandoned. Like pretty much everything else in the wasteland. If it wasn't for all the respawning ghouls in the neighborhood, this wouldn't be a bad place to use as a little temporary shelter if you were looking for a place for a base in the Spotlight slash Cottonwood Cove area. Good stuff. Very good stuff. I mean, you got plenty of storage. Medical supplies, aplenty. Again, this is it's there's no creatures here inside. And so if you're basically on the run out there and you're really needing some health, this is an awesome, awesome little location to find. It's a force of habit for me to pick up all those cereal boxes because of, thanks to Fallout 3. I just have a hard time getting over it. Okay. Duffel bag with nothing in it. Nothing great here. More scrap electronics. No magazines. All right. Jukebox. Okay, now there's the cave that we already passed, or the mine, I should say. There's also, for the inquisitive, what is your problem? Get over the bump. Can't get over the bump. It's weird. Behind it and over the bump is the Coyote Mine. Another mine filled with things you can shoot and kill and loot. Okay. damage. Okay. Thanks, Eddie. There we go. Nope, empty. Thought maybe there might be something in there. Doo-doo-doo. Just come full circle. Gecko territory. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Big giant geckos that are bigger than you are not to be toyed with. Lesson to be learned, people. Back to here. At least it remembered that. Yeah, stay away from the hillside over here is where those geckos are. That's why you should steer clear of that hillside. I'd rather fight the ghouls. One gecko's not usually a problem, but when they bring their buddies or their kin, they're fast. They come right after you. We're also getting close. We're in the neighborhood of the radiated waste site, waste disposal site. What is over there that's peeing on my map? Oh, bloat flies. Another little camp, prospector camp. There's several of these scattered around. This is very easy to miss this. Kind of cool to make one of these if they had base building in this game, which they don't. Being able to set up little camps out in the middle of nowhere. But it's got the basics. You got a campfire, you got a bed, you got some storage. The only thing you don't have is any kind of defense from the elements. Oh, there's a big horner over there. That's another thing that's pinging on my map. Okay, I want to get up some elevation here. Well, up there somewhere is that radiation waste site. Across the way, this is all just south of Novak, which is up there where the dinosaur and the water tower are. There's a raider camp on the other highway area that goes over there. It's pretty lightly defended. I mean, 6 or 7 maybe raiders. But if you have a long-range weapon, ping them from a distance, they won't even know where you are. At this point, you should have a good long-range weapon. That's pretty much what I wanted to ping in this part of the map. I'm going to head back to the valley of Cottonwood Cove. Let's see, get back with Maria. Ghoul's out here somewhere. Ah, it's a mole rat. I don't care about mole rats. plenty of little locations you can make little bases for yourself. Okay, now to the valley. Stay away from the more nasty elements of this area. We're going to head down to Cottonwood Cove first. Again, since our objective is to go there. You don't want to be spoiled by all the missions. Feel free to skip this section. I'm going to point out, another couple of things in this vicinity. It is a deep descent. Now, you'll notice on both sides of the road there are more power line crucifixes. And like all the power line, all the crucifixes that were in Nipton, they are supposed to have bodies on them, but sometimes they don't spawn on them. You come back here tomorrow, fast travel here, there's probably going to be bodies on there. The only one that's always going to be here is this guy. He's quest related, he's just hanging out.
Legion cut.
He's, if you look at his jacket, he's one of the cons.
Please.
It's about one of the few things that's redeemable about Kaiser's Legion is that he's got a zero drug policy. Anyway, there's a quest that's related to freeing him, so I'm just going to let him hang for now. We'll come and get him later. You could free him, you could still get credit for the quest, but might as well do things in order. So here is what is left of the compound, where...
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider?
Yeah, none of your business.
Very well. However, be warned.
I'll get my points. There are some little quests available, so and again, it's preferable not to get on Kaiser's bad side. You get the Legion against you, then you're going to miss out on some opportunities, both positive and
You're the one Lucullus said
scoundrels.
would come. You'll find him waiting for you.
See, you can trade some information.
If they're more powerful than the profligates. Tin cans, gunpowder, scrap metal, and duct tape? We won't have any trouble finding those ingredients. That would be worth knowing.
Don't have the explosives, but I could do it. He can also teach you some stuff, but that requires you to get kind of a pass first. The headquarters are in there. The leader is often out here during the daytime.
A profligate bearing the mark of Kaiser.
I'm going to fast forward through this. There's no reason to ruin all of your different things that you can do. I'm not turning in dog tags. Basically, you're going to get a moral decision. Are you going to side with Kaiser's Legion or are you going to side with the NCR? There's other factions and other things, but that's the big split in this game. If you choose to work with one and not the other, you can work at things that go opposite of each other. If you have NCR dog tags that you found on dead bodies across the wasteland, on NCR troops or the radiated ones like we found up on the hills, you bring these to this guy, and he'll give you, I don't know if it's credits or what for them, probably coins, Legion coins. But there's also a quartermaster in an NCR camp who is, looking for proof that, these soldiers have passed and wants to, let their families know, blah, blah, blah. He will also give you probably NCR bucks for them, maybe caps, I don't remember. The other thing, one of these guys teaches you to make it's a form of, what is it? They turn the NCR caps or NCR dog tags into a gauntlet. It's just a horrible thing to think about. I am not going to work with Kaiser and his twats. So I'm not going to do all those things. I'm just here to get a few missions, and as long as you're on their good side, they're not going to, hassle you so much. You get free reign of the place for a little bit. Once you become their enemy, then you pretty much have to kill everybody and loot the stuff. So there's not much in here, but what the heck. Sensor module. Electronics. Like I said, these guys ripped the place up. There's only a few places to actually search. You got 2 sets of restrooms here. There's junk in those. There's this little dock cabin cafe thing. It's got stuff in there too. Man, you are really being verschnickety. That experience. There's not really much in here. Some food items, coffee cups, which you can turn into black coffee, of course. Some food items, but not much. Blasphemous radio, if you're one of Kaiser's devoted. They obviously have this place sealed off for a reason. Not much in here, though. Getting that door unlocked is really the biggest benefit. Anyway, you talk to this guy on the dock, and we can go right over to Caesar's camp. But since we're here, and before we do that, it's nighttime. He's still here. All sorts of guns and ammo in here you can loot. There's some caps. Just regular caps, but some caps. NCR. Combat knife. All sorts of stuff over here you can loot. More blades. Machetes. A couple more coins. I think they're just regular caps. Pair of binoculars. Already got plenty of those. There's actually a gun up there, hunting rifle, more 308. Never pass up opportunity to get more 308. I don't see any star bottle caps. And
Away.
there's the big office up here. More supplies, more guns. Legion patrol notes. Somebody might want those. Probably somebody on the NCR. There's the recompense of the fallen. That's one of those gauntlets. It's a named version of the gauntlets I mentioned. They're made out of NCR dog tags. So it's a unique weapon. Some food items. His sleeping chambers. Another magazine. Just make sure he's not coming in after me. Could loot all this stuff without shooting it out with everybody. And lastly over here, more stuff that can loot. Don't forget that there's a power fist chest underneath the bed. It's easy to miss. Police baton. Random loot, typical locker stuff. Okay, back up the hill. All these other buildings are completely closed off. They're all boarded up. So no accessing any of those. Behind the little quartermaster building, there's this caged in area with some quote unquote slaves that are looking to be taken across. That's what the weird wasteland is about. Anybody ever seen The Life of Brian? You'll understand what that means.
Oh, it's just awful here. Hurry up.
We're being held here against our...
Please, sir, take pity on... My family was ambushed by a pack of Legion raiders near Searchlight, and Frank ran off, the gutless coward. I have no idea where he is. Ever since he lost his job a few years back, we were trying to get away.
First time I came across those people, I thought those were the ones that the guy mentioned in Nipton, but they're not. That group of slaves is still in transit. They're up in a Caesar camp, not too far off the road from where the highway turns north towards Novak. But they are people who are in need of your rescue. Talk to the right person, pass the right skill test, you should be able to get them out of there. Or you can buy them and then set them free. Either way. If you can pass the skill test, great. If you can't, great. I'm pointing this out because there's an opportunity for you to take out the Legion in a sneakier way. Release highly radioactive barrels onto Cottonwood Cove, potentially killing everyone in the camp. Probably want to rescue the good people before you wipe out the whole camp, though. But I'll leave that up to you. No campsite. Nothing in there. Workable campfire. Let's check the little grills. Sometimes they have stuff in them. This is actually a pretty good location for this. Oops. No, this is where some steady is going to be useful. Hope I have some. Oh, I got 8. Oh, this is great. This is going to make me lethal. There's a lake lurk. We're a little far away. Do a lot better damage. Closer. Cannot beat the tactical superiority of having a long range weapon. Squat. Make sure you get your critical. You're too far away for them to perceive you. Oh, my steady ran out, so now I'm wobbly. Still shoot, even if you're out of steady, you just gotta time it up a little bit. But me, I'd rather use my steady since I have it. There's plenty of it. So sensitive. skunk lurks can be really nasty, so getting rid of them before having to get close to them is really smart. There's some nasty geckos further up the valley, but don't worry about them for right now. So the little valley here, besides having some nice plant harvestable material, fire geckos. You got this little camp. I love these little camps. Radio. Ham radio and a regular radio. Star cap, which is really the biggest reason to come here. Some baked beans. Oh, this thing. So, if you're having problem, actually, improving your strength will also improve your aim with these weapons. It'll make the gun more steady. So those are two options if you're having a hard time firing these guns with sniper rifles and anti-material rifles and anything else that's very long range. For some irradiation instead. Oh, there goes my psycho. Cave with nothing in it. Come here, little gecko. This is one of my favorite features, terrain-wise, that they created in this. There's a couple of spots that are like this, these nice little camouflage pathways through the rocks. Very cool. Fire Root Cavern. This is one of the entrances to Fire Root Cavern. I highly recommend going in there too. But it's very dangerous. The place is filled with some fire geckos, but this is the best way to approach them. That's going to give you an elevated spot, but you're probably going to die a few times going through there. If you have followers, there's a good chance. You're playing in hardcore mode, there's a good chance that they'll end up dead. But there's lots of geckos in there. Eventually, there are some other exits, though, and there's an exit that will take you up this hillside, and there's a radiated pond up there that has some pretty good stuff. Just wanted to show you where that entrance was. It's how easy it is to get there. You do have to, deal with the stupid geckos out here in the valley, but better here than having them jump down on you when you're traveling on a road. The only other thing left to go over in this part of the valley are the beachfront. I don't even know what they are. Would they be like bungalows? There's a campfire here in the middle of nowhere. Huh. Pinto beans. It's one of the few areas in the Mojave that you're going to find the pinto beans along the shores. There's something else too. What's the other thing that's over here? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Miles use Fixer too. Get rid of that. Using both sticks in concert makes it much easier to aim. Come on, there you are, there you are. I want to stay in sneak mode. Dumb Fixer. I'm burning through my ammo. I got plenty. Get my fix here. Just in time for everything to run out, probably. Worst part is these guys aren't hard to... I mean, they're not hard to kill, but they're, they're dangerous. And yet there's nothing to loot on them. Just total worthless. Easy to miss this. Sunken beach house. Yes, you're being radiated, but it's low-level radiation. Ooh, sexy sleepwear. Is that a BB gun? That's a BB gun. Yeah, it's a BB gun. One of the few guns I don't bother picking up. And the BBs, I don't know how copper BBs are floating in the water, but they are. Guess there's some air in those containers. And a ball is not floating in the water. Oh, there we are. This one's even worse. This one's almost entirely underwater. I love that. That's just creative. Let's put some cabins underwater and have the player explore them. Like that. Nope, nothing in there. As you can see, not exactly rich with treasure. Now that's Cottonwood Cove and its immediate surroundings. I should point out there are a few interesting locations across the this Lake Mead. Or it's Colorado, I'm not sure. Hungry. There's some radiation. And some sugar bombs. There we go. Told ya. Pinto beans. I don't think you can find them anywhere else. Find them on the shores here, and that's about it. Those red blips, those are not to be taken lightly. Well, at least these are lake lurks, so that's not too bad. Again, you have no reason you can swim across this lake. Yet here we are. Uh-oh. Why are you going over towards them? Frickin' Eddie charges in. Okay. Psycho. Ooh, I was really afraid I was going to lose Eddie there. So many of them. Damn steady. them. So dumb. Okay, that's everything. Absolutely no reason to explore here. You're never going to get a quest to tell you to come over here. So you just got to do this on your own. So I might as well show you what's over here. Let you decide whether it's worth coming over or not. Mercenary. Got good stuff on him. Sorry to leave you naked, but I kind of need that armor. Oh boy, combat armor. I think it was worth coming over. Just realize what you're going to be shooting against. I don't want to go to 15-pound armor. I'm happy with where I'm at. Okay, just about overweight, but not quite. Luckily, I haven't given Eddie anything to carry. Bunch of junk. All right. Just in case you're curious, nothing there. This isn't even what I was looking for. To be honest with you, I totally forgot this was even over here. I rarely come over here. As you can see, it's not even a named location, so you can't fast travel here either. No, there's another point farther upstream where crossing the river gets you to a Deathclaw camp. That's what I thought I was going towards. But again, I thought it was farther north. I was right. Sleep. Well, you know how to fix sleep. Black coffee. It might be a lot farther north now that I think about it. I think it is. It's across the river up there, closer to the dam. Yeah, this is the Missouri because it's where the dam's located. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna waste my time swimming back over there. So also gets an autosave. Oh, see what I said? It's a girl. Yeah, the other ones are still empty. They did add one person. I think that's where I'm going to stop this. There's been plenty of content on this. I was going to go over to Kaiser's camp, but that's really, might as well be an entirely other video for that. So I'm just going to get back to camp here, and that should do it. So this is Cottonwood Cove, and points of interest between here and the Camp Searchlight slash, Novak, because that's kind of the areas that lead to this spot. that should do it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content coming soon.